friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. I was recently thinking about the fact that I'm actively trying to finish up a couple things in my collection, and I was like, I wonder what else I have in my collection that I'm like almost through with that I'd really like to just finally finish. So I figured we could maybe chat about that today. This isn't going to be anything like super crazy. I'm not announcing like a Project Pan series or anything like that, because for me, I don't like Project Pan in the sense that like I would feel like I'm forcing myself to do something, you know what I mean? And then I wouldn't really enjoy those products anymore. I feel like that's just me as a person. If I'm forcing myself to do something, it's no longer enjoyable, you know? So this is more of just a casual like, hey, here are some things in my collection that I've really done a good job getting close to finishing, and I want to continue trying to do so. So I'll probably keep these specific things like available on my filing desk at all times so I can easily access them, so I can continue working through them. And if I'm just not in the mood to use that product on any specific day, I'll use something else and come back to it later. But in theory, these are all things that I'm hoping I can probably finish really within the next 2 months. I feel like I could probably be done with, well, most of these, maybe not all of them, but at least a good portion of them I think are really close to the end of their time. I am also hoping maybe this video will serve as kind of an inspiration to you in a way of like, hey, maybe I should work on using up that foundation I've had sitting around for a while, because we can only keep things around for so long. Now, I don't follow expiration dates to a T when it comes to makeup. As long as it still smells okay and performs well, I'm probably gonna keep it around until I either finish it or it starts being weird. The only thing I'm really strict about is like mascara. I do try to switch out mascara every 3 months or so because it's right up against my eyeball. But everything else I'm much more loosey-goosey about. But there are some things I've had for quite a while that I need to just go ahead and finish. They're getting close to being done anyway. So this is just a way to hopefully motivate myself to use the things. I also have a couple examples of things that I'll get to later where I just love them so dearly and they don't exist anymore. So I'm like fearful of not having them again, but that is such a silly excuse. Like the alternative here is I just don't use them ever. So that's silly. I should use the things because they're not gonna be around forever. They don't exist anymore, so I should use them while I have them before they go bad. So that's kind of my long-winded way of saying, hey, here's some things that are old and grimy and used, and I wanna continue using them. So if you're interested in seeing some icky, almost finished makeup, stick around. Before we do, I did of course film this look. It should already be up on my Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts by the time this video goes up. And as far as my accessory details go, this is a hat from Witchwood Bags, and then these earrings are from Folksy Love. So yeah, without further ado, let's hop in and just chat about some things that I'm hoping to finish up in the near future. Now there are certain things I'm not going to bring into this video, like I'm not talking about mascaras or brow products or things like that that I do cycle through pretty frequently because it's inevitable. These are things that aren't like a guarantee that I would finish unless I'm actively working on them. Like things like mascara and brow products, I use the same things every single time until I run out and then I get new ones. These are different things that I do kind of cycle through periodically throughout different brands and formulas, but these are ones that are almost finished that I'd really like to finish. First, I have a couple primers that are on their last leg. This is my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip. I've gone through multiple of these. This is probably my third one if I had to guess. It's almost gone. I feel like if I actively use this one, I'd probably be done in like 3 or 4 weeks or so. It's hard to gauge. I don't ever like consciously think about how long it takes me to use up a product, but probably pretty soon. And I actually have been using this one a lot lately. I just love this primer. It's a hydrating and gripping primer. It is kind of controversial. Not everyone likes this. You either like this or you don't. There's kind of no in between. I personally love this. Like I said, I've gone through multiple. I probably will acquire another one in the future, but I would like to just go ahead and get this one finished for now. Not for any reason other than it's almost gone. And I have other primers I'd like to use as well. And it feels nice to like finish the things and kind of clear out my collection in a way because I've finished things, not even because I've just simply decluttered it. I don't know, it feels like a point of satisfaction. So this one's almost gone. Coming soon. And another one that's almost gone is my e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. Look how nasty this is. This is makeup that gets used, my friends. This is getting close. It's about here right now. I feel like, again, if I actively started using this one like constantly, I'd probably be through with this within the month, maybe a little bit longer. Again, it's hard for me to gauge. I've actually been using this the last couple mornings and I kind of forgot how much I loved this. This is one that I hadn't really used in a while, and I pulled it out again because I saw it in my drawer and I was like, oh, I haven't used that one in a bit. Oh, it's getting kind of low. Maybe I should pull that one out. So yeah, I've re-entered this one into my life. So I'm pretty sure for the next foreseeable future, these are probably the only two I'm going to actively reach for, just in hopes of finishing them up so that I can clear them out of my drawer, make way for not even necessarily new stuff because I don't need new primers, but just so that I can say that I've used them and then move on to other things that I own and give them love as well. Moving on to foundations, or I guess I should say skin tints. This one, if you've been watching my videos recently, it won't be any surprise. The Rare Beauty Skin Tint, I'm convinced this is gonna last me forever. You can't see how far it is. I can see it sometimes when the light hits it just right, but it is like the smidgiest little bit left in the bottom. Every single time I use this, and I have used this daily for the last like probably close to a month now. I feel like every time I use it, I feel like it's the last time, but then it's not. There's still more. So I don't know how long it's going to take me to finish this. In my mind, I'm like, oh, maybe a couple days max, but I feel like I've been saying that for weeks now. So I do love this skin tint. It's very skin-like. It's very lightweight. It's hydrating, but not overly like luminous or anything. It's pretty natural looking on my skin. I have normal to dry skin for reference, by the way. And I do really like this one. I don't know if I'll repurchase it though, just because I do have probably 8 other things in my drawer, so I don't really need more of this, but I wouldn't be opposed to having more of this in the future, but this is not a video for that. Come back to me in a future empties video when I talk about things I've completely used up and if I plan on repurchasing it or not. But again, the main goal of this video is just, I want to talk about the things that I'm almost through with so that I can make way to use other things that I own. But yeah, I do really like this. I feel like I'm very close to being done with it, so yeah, and I've honestly been enjoying using it. It doesn't even feel like a chore to use it. And then I also have my Glossier skin tint. You can kind of see it's like halfway through. This is a very liquidy, sheer coverage. Like this is barely anything. This just gives you a little bit of something without you barely wearing anything. Honestly, this is a great go-to for me in summer in Florida, because it's nasty out. It is so humid and disgusting, and I don't want to wear anything heavier than like a skin tint this time of year. So I probably will be using this actively once I'm finished with my Rare Beauty one. I just think this is such a good sheer little something to give me just a little bit of a boost, but without having a lot of heaviness on my skin before I apply other products, of course. But I like this one. I've had it for a while, and I feel like it's about time that I used more of it. You know? Moving on to concealers. I actually have 2 that are pretty close to being done. I didn't realize I was this close to being finished with 2 of them, but here we are. Honestly, between primer, concealer, foundation, like those are products I don't really tend to hoard. I feel like I rarely have more than like 5 to 8 at any given time, but especially concealer. I think I only have like maybe 4 or 5 total, and I like it that way. I only need a couple. It's not really something I need to rotate very often. I find one that I like, I use it till it's gone. I either repurchase it or I use another one that I like and use it till it's gone. So these are 2 that I am almost through with. I love them. I think they're wonderful, and it's about time I finish them. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. Don't be mistaken with the regular camo concealer. That one is horrible on me. It looks so dry and crepey. So if you didn't like that one, you'd probably like this one, and vice versa. If you hate this one, you'd probably like the other one. One is much more like heavy and matte and thicker. This one's a lot more hydrating, as you would assume. I've been using this every day for like the last probably 2 months or so, if I had to guess. And I honestly didn't even realize until literally yesterday. I was like, huh, this is getting pretty close to being gone. Like, I feel like I'm kind of scraping the edges a little bit. I could probably get another week or so out of this, but this one's pretty much gone, and that feels really good. This one kind of snuck up on me. I didn't even realize I was this close to finishing it, but I love this. I actually used this back in the day years ago, and I loved this concealer so much, and then repurchased it sometime last year and reminded myself how much I love it. And again, this isn't a video about like, do I plan on repurchasing it? Because probably, I mean, realistically, I probably will pick this up down the road when I'm in need of a concealer because it's affordable and it's great, but I also do have a couple other concealers in my drawer that I would like to finish as well. So this is just the for now. And honestly, the one that I'll probably work on when I finish that is my Salt New York concealer. This is so good. It is so, so good. I love the Sneaky Bomb Skin Tint, which I've also gone through one of those, and I have a replacement already. And now I am finishing up the concealer. I actually think I already do have a replacement. I think the brand sent me a replacement. So because of that, I should definitely be working on finishing this one since I already have another one ready to go. But this is so beautiful. You could use your finger if you want. I tend to use a brush to apply, and then I'll use my sponge or a brush to blend it out. But it's very just like soft, natural, kind of a medium coverage. You could maybe build it up a bit more. I don't need intense coverage. I don't prefer intense coverage, especially like as my base routine. I just feel like it's too heavy for me personally. But this is beautiful. It has such a lovely skin-like finish. It is just so, so good. Salt New York has amazing complexion products. Next, let's move on to like my cream, bronzery, contoury type products. I have two here that are almost gone. One being the e.l.f. Halo Glow Contour Wand. I mean, you can even kind of see in here, there's like barely anything sticking out in this opening. It is very close to being done. I feel like I'm maybe like within a week. I have a feeling it's probably gonna be done. I've been using this off and on pretty actively for the last year or so, maybe a little bit longer. I don't remember exactly when I bought this. I wanna say it was the beginning of last year, and I haven't used it every day, don't get me wrong, but I have like gone through spurts where I use it pretty regularly, and then I'll kind of switch to something else for a while. But I've been back to this one for the last month or so, and this is one that in the back of my mind I've been like, this one's probably going to be done soon. Like, I should just work on finishing this. So here we are. I do like this product, although I don't love the application as much. It's on this little like squeezy doe foot, like you squeeze it and product comes out and then you just apply. I wish it was just like a doe foot with a wand personally, just because when you like put the lid on, as you can see, it gets kind of squirty and nasty and gooey. So that's great, but it is a lovely product. I love the way it looks. I love the way it blends. I use the shade Fair Light, and it just looks like such a natural, like contoury. Like I can almost use it as a contour or a bronzer because it's not overly cool, but it's not orangey either. It's kind of like a good in between. I've been using it as my like contoury bronzer for a hot minute now, and I love it. And when I was planning for this video today, actually, I was going through my drawers looking for other things that I'm almost finished with, and I'd kind of forgotten about this one. This is the Rare Beauty like Warm Wishes bronzer stick. It's really, really good. Very pigmented, very blendable, and it is almost gone. Like that little bit is all that is left. So I feel like I will probably actively start using this one once I'm through with the e.l.f. one. And I do like this one because this one is more of an actual bronzer. It has more warmth to it. So I feel like for summertime, this is gonna be really, really pretty as well. So I feel like that's just the perfect plan. And then I feel like by the end of summer, I should be done with this. Honestly, I feel like that Glossier skin tint with the Rare Beauty bronzer stick, that's gonna be such a perfect like summertime combo. Let's move on. I don't really have any other like cream or liquid products, so we'll just switch into powders now. This powder, my NYX High Glass Finishing Powder, this is my last one, and I am honestly ready to be done with it. I have a little bit of pan forming right here. It's probably still gonna take me a good few months to go through this, but if you know, you know. If you've been here for a long time, this was my #1 favorite powder for like the perimeters of my face. For the longest time, I just didn't like setting my whole face with the same powder I used for my under eyes. It was always too heavy, too cakey, too matte, and I didn't like that. I don't like matte on myself. I like more of a glow, a luminous finish. And years ago, I discovered this NYX High Glass powder, which is more of a like luminous finishing powder, and it was like a game changer for me. It's so pretty with just like a light amount of powder on a brush. It lightly sets your skin while still leaving a glow. If you go heavy-handed with it, you will look very highlighted, so you just have to be careful. I don't know why I'm giving you tips. This doesn't exist anymore. Flash forward, I'd been using this for a long time and I saw this was getting discontinued, so I hoarded them. I think I bought like 5 or 6 of them. I bought like a ton. They were deeply discounted and I was so scared of never having this again. Well, as time went on, I still continued to use it, but other things started coming out that kind of worked as a replacement. For instance, I love the Melt Cosmetics finishing powder. It also has a beautiful glow. The e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder became my favorite loose setting powder of all time, which I also like putting on the perimeters of my face because it has a little bit more of a, I wouldn't say luminosity, but it's not matte. It's more of like a natural lit from within sort of look. And they recently came out with a pressed version. And honestly, my biggest motivator for finishing this is that I really want to try the pressed version, but I'm not allowing myself to until I finish this because I don't need it. I have this one, I have the Melt one. I don't need a million luminous setting powders. I just simply don't. I can justify things in my collection like blush, lip products, eyeshadow, and having a variety more because there's like a level of creativity there that there isn't with a setting powder like this, you know, like at the end of the day, it's doing the same job. So once I finish this, I will probably reward myself with trying that e.l.f. one. I've heard it's really great, but I am happy to say that now that I'm on my last one, I feel glad that I have other options, because if I would have just like let this go forever ago without having my backups at the time, I probably would have been really bummed. So not to tell you you need to hoard things when they're getting discontinued, because that's not the moral of this story, but I am glad in this instance that I did. But I probably could have hoarded a little less, I guess is what I'm saying. That's the moral of the story. If you need to buy a backup because something's getting discontinued, sure, but don't go overkill. Like, I probably would have been fine 3 powders ago without having this one. Not to say this isn't still good, but I have things now that I know I like and will be a perfectly suitable replacement. I do have a couple highlighters, 2 of my ColourPop Super Shocks. I've actively been using this one lately, my ColourPop Seismic. It's just so pretty. So pretty. I guess I can actually swatch this one. Everything else hasn't really been a color product, but it's just like a glowy, wet looking, glistening highlighter. It has teensy little reflex in it. It is so pretty. I'm wearing it today. I've been wearing it pretty much every day the last couple weeks. I just think it is gorgeous. So stunning. And as you can see, there is a giant amount of pan in here. And this is one of the instances where this doesn't exist anymore. And I am bummed about it because I think it is one of the best highlighters ColourPop has ever done. But I can't just hold on to this forever. This type of formula, eventually it will dry out. I have had this for a long time though. I think I've had this since 2020. It is quite old at this point, but it still works so beautifully. It's still creamy and beautiful and amazing. But I don't want to keep avoiding the inevitable fact that I won't have it one day and let it just go bad. I'd rather let it go because I've used it, you know what I mean? So that's one of my goals lately. And I figured I'd also throw my ColourPop Flexitarian in the mix. I think this is my second one that I've ever gone through. As you can see, there's quite the dent in here, a little bit of pan. This one I don't see myself finishing anytime soon, but it is one that I feel like I did want to just kind of add back into my rotation, actively start using again, because it is so pretty and I'm making some progress with it, so that's nice. And I recently, if you saw like my recent videos over the last few months and my most recent empties video, I'd finished an entire powder bronzer, my Fenty one, and finishing a product like that just felt so good. Like such a different feeling than finishing like a mascara, you know? So I want to finish more things. I feel like I have that bug now. Completing complexion, I figured I would throw this setting spray in the mix. I've honestly gone through many of these. Like this honestly might have been a silly one to throw in this video because it is inevitable that I'm gonna go through a setting spray. I pretty much use the same ones routinely. This is one of my favorites. I actually do already have another one, but it's so good. The Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Setting Spray. I feel like it's very hydrating and just makes your makeup look really refreshed. I don't do setting spray because I think it makes my makeup last longer. I do it because I think it makes my makeup look better. So this one does the trick. And honestly, my big motivator for wanting to finish this one is I just discovered a new one. The One Size Powder Melt Glass Setting Spray. I'm wearing it today. I tried it for the first time yesterday and I'm in love. And I so desperately want to just only use this one. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, you don't need to have 2 setting sprays going at the same time. So I really want to work on finishing this one so I can give that one even more love. So for a while, I'm probably just going to switch back and forth between these 2 until this one gets finished. But I think these are going to be in the running for my top 2 favorite setting sprays ever. I'm loving both of these. Like, I feel like nothing else can beat these. And last but not least, I do have a couple lip products. In theory, I would love to finish all of my lip products, but that is just not realistic. It honestly takes a long time for anyone to finish any lip product, but I do have a couple that go back to that idea of they are discontinued products. They do not exist anymore. Would I rather let them just go bad in my drawer to never see them again, or would I rather actively keep using them until they go bad? I feel like I'd rather the actively used part. Otherwise, it's literally just a waste. One being the last KVD liquid lipstick that I own. This is in the shade Plath, and it is so pretty. I just realized I never swatched Flexitarian for you. I'm sorry. That was rude of me. Honestly, it's very similar to Seismic, except this one is more metallic reflect rather than sparkly. Oh yeah, you can see the difference there. Little bit of a different tone too. Flexitarian's more icy, whereas Seismic is more champagne-y. Anyway, back to what I was saying, Plath. This is such a gorgeous color and such a beautiful formula, honestly. And not all KVD lipsticks were built the same. Some were disgustingly dry and crumbly. I'm looking at you, dark blue one, whatever you were called. Plath was always amazing, very smooth, stayed put nicely, felt comfortable, and this color is just everything. I love a rusty brownie shade like this. So good. And I do still reach for this from time to time, but I feel like I should actively use it more. And I'm not one of those people that even feels bad about using discontinued makeup on camera. I'm sorry, I don't. I feel like it's silly to not use things on camera just because it doesn't exist anymore, especially because I do hear from people that like, yes, you like the new stuff, but you also like seeing old stuff. And with old stuff comes things that are discontinued. It's just part of life. And maybe me using an old discontinued thing will motivate you to use your old discontinued thing. Maybe you own that in the back of your drawer. Maybe you have something similar in your collection. So I need to work on this one more. And then same with these, my Melt Cosmetics liquid lipsticks. I can't believe they discontinued all of these. It honestly makes me sad. I might even have a 6th one. It might be downstairs in my bag. I definitely have at least 5. And they're so good, but they are getting old. Like they are pretty old, years old at this point. They're starting to, they don't get funky. Like the formula is still beautiful. They still apply great, but they're getting old. And I know that they're not gonna last forever. So I want to use them. I'm honestly not even going to swatch all of these because I don't want to waste it. But I have Ginger. Ginger's just like a yummy, like brownish orangey color. Poser's a really pretty dark purple. I actually wore it recently. Golden I have on in the center of my lips amidst a lip liner and below a gloss. Maya is kind of like a deep grungy pink, and then Chestnut is a beautiful like brownie shade. Just so lovely, so good. And I am gonna be sad when I eventually don't have them anymore because it is my favorite liquid lipstick formula, but again, I'd rather use them more than let them go bad because I'm scared of never having them, because that's just silly. So yeah, I hope you liked this video. I hope it was, I don't know, maybe motivating or anything. Let me know your thoughts. Do you have any products in your collection that you're actively trying to use up and finish? Do you have anything that you feel like you go through pretty fast? Do you have anything that you feel like you're never gonna get through? It's gonna be a rare day when I finish a palette. I've definitely made some dents in my personal collab palettes because I've used them more than anything, but on the regular basis, me finishing a palette, that's just not happening. It's just not happening. But things like this are things that I can actively work on, finishing more. I do like using my stuff. I don't need to use a new thing every single day. If anything, I like revisiting old stuff pretty often. Like I feel like, yes, I do test out new eyeshadow palettes pretty often, but I try really hard to incorporate old stuff as far as the rest of my makeup as much as I possibly can. I love using the things that I love. I love using things that have been tried and true, wonderful for me for years. I love using things that I know I can count on. It's all fun and well testing out new things, but you never know how it's gonna be. I feel like I do have good experience a lot of the time because I know what my preferences are, so I can usually gauge if a product is probably gonna work for me or not just based on the description. But I do love visiting things that I feel very comfortable with and that I know I love and will always work for me. So yeah, I think that's enough of my yapping. I hope this was a good video. I hope you liked it. I feel like it was maybe a little silly just talking about things that were basically almost trash, but maybe you enjoyed it. If you made it to the end of this video, why don't you leave some animal emojis? I don't know why. Let's just go with animals today. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm BATTYBEAN there as well. And also, if you want to, you can hop over to my second channel, linked to my description box if you want some additional content. And also in my description box is a link to my channel memberships. There's a couple different tiers with a couple different perks, and I would love to have you. If you like this video and want to keep watching, I'll pop a similar one on the screen. Thank you so much for being here, and I will catch you in the next one.